All right, what's good, man? Y'all already know what it is, and I'm back with another reaction video. And this time, I'm reacting to a clip that No Jumper posted where Bricc Baby is actually calling Wack 100 out. Now, I'm guessing this was a part of the podcast last night, but they titled it, Bricc says Wack 100 lost his reputation as King Blood on the West Coast, which I'm not for sure if Wack 100 was ever considered King Blood on the West Coast, but we'll get into that here in a second. But let's start playing this, man. React to it. Y'all already know what to do. Hit that like, share, and subscribe.
There you go.
You know whose stain has been devalued the most?
Who?
Wack 100.
Nah, come on.
Bro, I'm telling you, he used to be looked at as like the King Blood out here like 2 years ago.
But he still is though, right? Like in terms of like the industry, yeah, like they view him as that.
We talk about even the streets was giving him a pass for a second.
All right, so I'm gonna stop right there. And I know that was kind of quick, right? But I just want to like lay something out real quick about Wack 100. I'm gonna keep it real. When people think of Bloods on the West Coast, Wack 100 is one of the first Bloods, and almost could actually be argued that he's one of like most visible Bloods from the West Coast, besides YG in the game. I would say, you know what I mean. But as far as the internet goes and the algorithm goes, Wack 100 really is the like most viral Blood on the internet for like the last couple of years. I'll say that.
A lot of people still look at him that way though.
Shit.
Like,
he just the biggest Blood. I'm talking about the street value of his rep has went down expeditiously.
why do you think that is?
Because
don't ask why you think that is.
No, I'm not finna say nothing even crazy because I don't.
Let's
like
say
I said,
I don't know that to be true. Why do you think?
I already said I don't think it's true. I already said I don't think it's true.
No, it's just due to the fact of how series of events have played out, and it's one thing to bark back, and then it's one thing to retaliate, and it's been series of events that's went on, and the way that people went about it, from beefs to physical, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't been the same return.
All right, so I get what Bricc Baby is trying to say, but let's put a mirror up to Bricc Baby real quick too. We can say some of the same things about Bricc Baby. Like, we haven't seen Bricc Baby even get into one physical altercation. Although Wack be doing a lot of barking, although Wack be in a lot of messy stuff on the internet, interjecting himself in other situations where people feel like it ain't his business, like with this paperwork stuff, and like commenting on certain things, which that's what we do on the internet, you know, by the way. But, you know, I get why people say that about Wack, but Bricc, you haven't gotten to any physical altercation. Although Wack didn't do anything with the Jay Reed situation. Let's just use that as an example. He was there though. He was around it. I haven't even seen Bricc around any like physical confrontations since he's been at No Jumper, or since he's been like a viral crip on the internet. So the same shit you saying about Wack, even though we never considered you the King Blood, we can say the King Crip, we can say the same thing about you though, cuz like you ain't kicked up no dust.
A lot of them love him. A lot of them have disowned him, and it's gonna go like that wherever. Like
about Bloods.
I get it, but it's like to a level where it's like, oh man.
Ain't y'all cool now though?
But I said, what the fuck am I saying that's wrong?
I'm sure
I'm dissing, cuz. I'm not even cool with him like that. I'm saying what I said is what I said.
You said that his street reputation have gone down.
Yeah,
that's like
bro. Go on Clubhouse and see how niggas just be like, oh, like.
But that's dissing though.
But see, Bricc. I mean, Wack do be dissing Bricc too, so I can get where like I can get why Bricc is doing this and saying what he's saying. But at the end of the day, man, you can't say Clubhouse ain't the streets. So it don't matter how people talking to Wack on Clubhouse. Them as trolls. Like 9 times out of 10, them dudes will never show their face, never show up to an invited fade, never show up at any like locations where Wack may be at, or anybody for that matter. They could be getting into it with Joe Schmo on the internet. You know what I mean? And they just trolling. You feel what I'm saying? Bricc, Just say you don't like Wack. All this other stuff you pointing out, man, like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, who cares what the other Bloods in the streets are saying? Like, nobody's ever looked at Wack as and this ain't even no diss to Wack. Nobody's ever looked at him as the king, like the king blood, besides, like, people who obviously either, for one, ain't from the West Coast, two, has no knowledge about how the West Coast, and, well, I ain't gonna say the West Coast, L.A. Because when we say West Coast, we kind of like, you can go to Oakland, San Francisco, Sacramento. We talking about L.A. So people that ain't been to L.A., people that don't live in L.A., or people that even haven't even taken the time to, like, if you're going to cover L.A., at least, like, do your research, your thorough research on L.A. and get it, formulate, you know, what's really going on in L.A. from people who actually live out there before you speak on it. Bricc, you tripping.
What are you? Whatever. Take it however.
Right?
Take it however.
But that's also because like Clubhouse is now known as like narrative land, right?
Yeah.
So it's like some people don't take any of that as seriously as they might have at one time.
I'm just saying, like, I've never seen all the Bloods like kind of start attacking the dude. You get what I'm saying?
I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah, it's like, but I don't know. Maybe it's the way I'm looking at it. Maybe it's all the Bloods I know.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's also Bloods I don't know that be talking about, well, why he don't be at this event and why he don't come hang with the Bloods. And I get it.
It's a lot of Crips that's talking about why you don't be at Hood Day and why you don't be at this event and why you don't be at that event. Like I said, we putting a mirror to Brick's face in this one. And I'm not like, I don't got no side in this, like, at all. Because if Wack and them do something crazy, y'all already know I'm going to do my commentary on that too. But we got Bricc up today talking out the side of his neck. Bricc, you don't go to no Crip functions. None. And if you do go to them, you go to the safe ones. The ones where you know you good at. I mean, which makes sense. But I'm just saying, though, like, you wasn't at the park when Big U was at the park for Hood Day this year. You wasn't there. Regardless of whatever your reason was. You might have had a good reason to not be there. But when you sitting up here talking about where they saying Wack don't come to, okay, well, we can sit up here and talk about where you don't go to either. Come on, cuz.
Because nigga hanging out at that age is crazy, but then you put it on thick enough to where you still gotta have a couple people from the, you know what I mean?
No, it make a lot of sense.
Cuban Rob, he be with him come on, man, like, stop playing.
And you have certain like knowledge on things that most people don't.
I ain't gonna talk about everything to the team. That'd be
Wack and Top Dog. Like, Wack, don't make, like, come on, like, as like I said, as messy as Wack is, don't just make it like ain't none of the Bloods fucking with Wack now. Come on, because we can do this. Like I said, we can do the same thing with you. I really can't name that many Crips that fuck with you though. Like, I really, like, even internet Crips. Like, and I don't mean internet to be disrespectful. I'm just saying Crips that we see on the internet. I don't know too many Crips that's doing this blogging thing, you know, such as Spider Loke and other Crips that really fuck with you though.
No, I'm saying
more Crips fuck with Wack than that fuck with you, Bricc.
Even like what, like, you know, things that most people don't. But if you ask the average person that's not from LA, that's observing this,
that's what I'm saying. That don't even count. I'm talking about right here.
But they're gonna look at him as the most prominent, like, Blood leader. Like,
nobody's. Again, only people who are ignorant to what's going on is looking at him as the prominent Blood leader. When Wack is on record saying, like, I'm not an OG. I'm not the spokesperson for the Bloods. Like, I ain't gonna say he said those words that verbatim, but he's expressed that he's not the guy that you guys want to consider to be overall Bloods on the West Coast. He just got a strong opinion, and he's loud, and his voice carries, and people, you know what I mean, respond and react to the shit that he say, regardless if they agree with it or not. Nah, people on outside the West Coast ain't looking at. Yeah, people. You know what I'm gonna say this, man. People got to start traveling, man. Like, really traveling and getting. I know Bricc done been to Atlanta, but like, his opinion of Wack is clouded, so he don't count. But like, Lush, you need to get outside of the West Coast and, like, I ain't even saying like New York. I ain't saying the hot spots like Atlanta. Like, y'all need to travel to some of these other cities out throughout the country, the Houstons, the Denver, Colorados, the Oklahomas, you know what I mean? The, you know, Chicago's, Gary, Indiana's. the Clevelands, the Phillies, you know what I mean? Baltimore, DC area. Like, y'all need to really get out and get to some of these other spots, man. Nashville, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, to really hear what people are saying and like get an idea. Like, it's like I want to say it's like they present like a false narrative of what people outside of LA think about LA.
Like, you feel me, Pyro
I'm
leader.
talking about the street value where that can be out of towner can't give you no stripes.
Right.
At all.
Hmm?
No.
Nah,
Well, yeah,
he now Bricc. I completely agree with that. Out of towner cannot give you no stripes. Your foot ain't on the ground. You got to be out there. You know what I mean? You got to really be there to actually, you know what I mean, witness or get some firsthand accounts from people who was around. You know what I mean? That really witnessed this shit firsthand of what an individual did to, like, you know, certify an individual. You know what I mean? Yeah, he reputable.
Your value is not going to be defined by people that have no.
Even-
Her Soldier Boy
you
got
have-
a few little homies out
Bro, you could be a gang member,
Soulja
gang,
Boy.
and have 10 bodies out of town.
there. Yeah.
That shit don't mean nothing over here.
But
Like,
and-
okay,
Soldier Boy
we
got
heard you
respect,
was getting.
and he done got bodies
What
out
I'm
of town.
saying, you coming back to this field, nobody's been harmed by you. They don't
true.
know that.
True.
You get what I'm saying? It ain't even what we
That was a
think. It's
bad-
the
that was a
nobody's
bad
seen
way
you
to
in
say
that
it, yeah.
form over here.
Well, exactly, and you could be like, if you're the
But-
toughest or most reputed Crip blood or whatever from out
Yeah.
here. You think the 15-year-olds in O Block necessarily gonna give a fuck? Like,
They don't give a fuck.
yeah, that don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Y'all right on that.
I'll be real though, bro.
I agree with that. Nobody gives a fuck what you did. Really, even in your own city, sometimes, like, don't tell me what you did back in the day. Like, what you doing right now? So I definitely get that.
Hey, right? Okay, for example, right, bro? In like 2013 or 12, when we thought about LA, we thought about the most ruthless gang members and gangsters to ever exist. Right?
It's a
Like,
blueprint.
no, wait,
They
though.
got a whole lot of tax dollars to figure that
Right?
shit out between then and now.
Right? Right? No. Bro, listen, bro. In like 2012, bro, 2013, bro, when I thought about Bosco, I said, yo, bro, this nigga is the best. Bro, we just viewed all gang bangers from here as the most ruthless, scandalous niggas ever. 2025, due to like the gang bangers, like showing their like personalities more, podcasting happen. Now people outside of LA now would have a different perception of them, which I also think they're as ruthless, right? As they ever was, right? But the perception of it now is a little bit different, which is why niggas come here and get killed
Well, yeah.
as often as they get killed, because they come here and they think it's sweet.
All right, Flacco started his way into a good point, man. So it kind of goes back to the title of the video, which like I said, it was Bricc says Wack 100 lost his reputation as King Blood on the West Coast. With podcasting and so many people from the streets actually buying into this social media thing that we do, you kind of like some of the names that you would hear about back in the day when social media was around, but so many people wasn't actually like messing with it. People can kind of form their opinions of a person based off of their online presence. Just like I react to people who I've never met, and I may say certain things because of certain personalities traits that they, show us on camera, like lying. Shout out to Short Bus Loose, right? So at the end of the day, I get that, right? But I don't really feel like nothing that Wack has done has made me feel like he was the king of being a blood, right? Even before he got so active on like podcasts and stuff like that in Clubhouse. Never thought he was a king blood. At the end of the day, I do feel like his reputation has taken a hit, though, because of some of the things that he's done. And when I say a hit, I mean people may look at him in a different light now. I don't think anybody looks at him. I'm just saying, I don't think I look at him as any harder or weaker than I did when I first, heard about Wack 100. I think the first time I knew about Wack was back when I think Ray J was on one of the hip hop shows on BET, like one of those reality TV shows, and he introduced Wack as his manager. I think Wack had like a little quick couple little scenes on there. That's when I first got familiar with who Wack was, and that was like in the early 2000s, like maybe 2008, 2009, something like that. 2010. I can't remember what year Ray J was on there, but so at that point, I knew nothing about Wack. And at that time, I know I was confused. I didn't know if it was Wack or Wacko, if they was the same person, all of that. Now, fast forward, Wack has said a whole bunch of shit on social media over the years where, I seen him on, Instagram. He used to go crazy on his Instagram post, real outspoken about a bunch of shit or whatever. I've only become to form a opinion of his personality since he's been on Clubhouse and YouTube and stuff like that. Did it change the way that I looked at Wack? Yeah. But I never perceived him to be the king blood or the king blood on the West Coast. Never. In my life. Ever. So, Bricc, you tripping. Like I said, we can say some of the same shit about you when you're talking about Wack. Don't go to, blood functions. I don't know how many crip functions we done heard about you going to about, like, people from your hood, your neighborhood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see a couple 60s around you or whatever, but even some of the people you be around ain't from 60s either. And that ain't me saying that Bricc is soft or Bricc is weak. But the same shit you bringing up about Wack, we can bring up about you. And then so is we gonna say that Bricc done lost his reputation because he on here talking about Gucci Man's bussy, or or lying about Pun having paperwork on him and then not saying you was gonna produce the paperwork and then never producing the paperwork. You see what I'm saying? Like, or denying that you got like yoked up by P Nice, and then we seen the video of where you got yoked up by P Nice, and then you filed like a copyright infringement suit saying that was gonna be a part of a reality TV show that never dropped. But you see what I'm saying? So we can say the same things about you, Bricc. Get in the comment section though. Let me know what y'all think about this. Y'all already know what it is, man. Ruler gang.